Morning, everybody. It's Danny again from Masterteaching, and I'm just chatting to you from the couch. Like and subscribe if you like our videos. If you don't, well, you can watch. That's fine. So today I wanted to tell you that I have recently seen a video, which is on YouTube, which is a book about men and boys struggling. And I found that really interesting because it's not that long since I made a video called about boys as warriors and how we treat them, or we make their expectations that such that they feel like they have to rescue women and they have to be the chief in the tribe, etc., etc. So some new data has come out of universities in the States, and it's really interesting because one of the top analysts of such data and a top psychologist and economist, I think, but I'm not 100% sure, has made some really interesting statements about the ways in which the lot of men has changed. And he provided some really good data for it, which was around the fact that the role of men has changed, expectations of men have changed, but the thing that's changed most is that the sorts of jobs that men used to do, which were quite male-oriented jobs, so the labor trades jobs and those kinds of things, although they're still there, there are not as many of them. And they in themselves have changed. And another very good point he made, which I don't want to go on about too much, but just so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from, is he made a really good point about the maturity of males at some very crucial learning stages as compared to girls. Now, we already know that. We have that data. We've done that. We've done a lot of work on that. But what have we done about it? So he suggested, and I'm not suggesting this particularly, but I can see why he suggested it. He suggested that this be taken into account and that boys who are struggling should be allowed to stay behind and use that. It could be 6 months, might be a year, as maturity time in which they can develop developmental time, because they develop at a different rate. The brain does not mature in the same way as for boys and girls, or it's actually not the same rate. So, and expectations on both sexes cannot be the same. It's not fair. So, interesting research, and I think that we do need to take really good account of it because it has some serious problems in our society. It's been noticeable, evidently, according to the data, it has been noticeable that the rate of suicides, for example, is much increased in men. More than previously, in previous generations, etc. Obviously, they have a bigger ask on them. Their feelings of emasculation and their feelings of depression are also increased. And we have a lot more of them unemployed. We've got a lot more social problems. We have a lot of alcoholism amongst that group of people. So, and drug addictions and things. A lot of this is tied to the drug addiction situation as well, because there is, as we say, that they're saying what these guys are actually saying, which I got through this other man who's written the book. And I'll leave a link for that if I can, so you can have a look at it yourself. He was actually getting across that this whole feeling of emasculation and lack of self-esteem, etc., is contributing hugely to drug addiction. It's contributing hugely to social problems of all kinds, psychological problems, and we need to actually address it. And it really is something that I saw in the comments below this video that I watched. I saw in the comments where someone had actually said, the education system didn't do well by me. Now, I've heard that so many times, and I know that if you're a teacher, you've heard it too. And What is it about the education system that doesn't do well by these people? It makes you think about the fact that did it do all that well for you personally? I have to say that I don't think it did all that well for me. I did well for me, but the education system didn't. I really hated school. So, and I've been a teacher all my life because I came from a teaching family. So really, it's a problem. Think it through and let's see what we can do about that. Okay, fine. See you later. Come back.